is the worst offensive player.
She's not very offensive competent, bro.
Caitlin Clark laughing at Angel Reese's missed layup.
Generational meme.
To lose the game. Here it is. Here's the video. She can rebound everything, but bro.
Angel Reese, possibly the greatest basketball player in the history of America. Oh, wow. Look at those moves. Yeah, that shot is really hard with the hoop wide open.
Who's the best player in the country?
I feel like I'm the best player in the country.
WNBA draft. The Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark, University of Iowa.
Angel Reese stood right in the middle of the paint, arms spread wide, mouth fully open, yelling at her own teammate to back away and leave her enough room to operate. That is the clip making the rounds everywhere right now, and it honestly could not have surfaced at a worse possible moment. Only minutes after demanding that amount of space for herself with absolutely nobody standing within 3 feet of her, Reese received the ball on a completely wide open attempt at the basket and missed it.
E3. I'm thinking to myself, okay, ATL is going to actually win this game, and then we get down to the end of regulation, you guys. And I'm like, okay, Ron Howard, open 3. She's going to hit it. No, she does not. Angel, you got it. Put back layup, game winner. No. And then Nas again caught it, put it up. No. I'm just like, oh my God, like, are we serious? How does that happen? And all of you guys, baby, my girl, Angel, all right, back up off her, okay? Like, back up off of Angel. We know that she missed that layup. We get it.
The Atlanta Dream dropped that game to the Indiana Fever in overtime. And once the final buzzer finally sounded, plenty of people watching were left asking the exact same question. If she required that much room simply to attempt a shot, then what happened once that room was actually handed to her?
Dream have the ball for the last shot, game's tied, and Angel Reese has a bunny layup basically by herself, uncontested, and she cannot make that layup. She had 14 rebounds yesterday, 5 of them offensive. I'm not sure how many were off her own misses because I was at camp and got home for the end of regulation and then overtime. But her making that or missing that layup, you just knew. And she looked kind of crestfallen, and she should be, because you ought to be able to make.
That sequence has now become the center of a much larger conversation about who Angel Reese really is inside that Atlanta locker room today. Is she truly the outspoken, demanding leader she wants everyone to believe she has become? Or is she simply a player whose voice during games has started to outweigh her actual production whenever the basketball comes back into her hands? After this performance, that question is not disappearing anytime soon.
If your best player for Atlanta could make a layup, I wouldn't have this gleeful smile that I have on my face right now. It's a layup. You're 1 foot away. Make it, please. You have a fast break layup by yourself early in the game. How you shoot fast break layups at 50? Fast break layups by yourself at 50%. I don't know. I can't explain it. But Caitlin Clark, 26 points today.
This is not some tiny footnote hidden deep inside the final box score. It could easily become the biggest storyline to emerge from the entire Fever versus Dream rivalry this season, and it has almost nothing to do with Caitlin Clark's shooting or Indiana's overall depth. Instead, it centers on whether Angel Reese's own teammates have quietly reached their breaking point with her. Reports and reactions coming out of Atlanta have painted the picture of a roster that seems exhausted. Not necessarily because they keep losing games, but because they constantly feel forced to reshape everything around one player who does not always produce once the basketball returns to her hands. That level of frustration never appears overnight. It grows one possession after another, one missed easy basket at a time, until eventually it spills out right in front of the cameras for everyone watching from home to witness.
Angel Reese, in particular, her energy shifted. I thought when she got some of those easy baskets to go in the paint.
Let's go back to Angel really quickly, though, because she was part of the catalyst that you saw to be able to change things around.
It's been there. Like, sometimes the basket is too open.
I can't believe we had to listen to that garbage the entire halftime, the entire broadcast of the game while she is blowing the easiest first grade 1-inch layups you'd ever see. And Caitlin Clark is out there hitting logo bombs in her face, dropping 26 and 9 for 12 straight games. Instead of saying she's playing at an MVP level, they're out here glazing Angel Reese just like her fans do on social media. Caitlin Clark gets no love, not considered in the MVP conversation, will be the only player in WNBA history to be top 3 in points and number 1 in assists. And they're sitting here glazing Angel Reese. It's all about Olivia Miles and Paige Beckers, which her team's winning. She's breaking all the records.
Here is the part that hurts the most for Atlanta fans watching everything unfold. Watch the possession carefully because it almost plays out like a joke writing itself in real time. Reese loudly tells a teammate to move away from her. The teammate listens and steps aside. She receives the basketball in that open area, exactly the situation she demanded, and instead of taking a composed shot or making the smart easy pass, she throws the ball toward a place where absolutely nobody on the floor could create anything productive from it. Not a teammate waiting beneath the rim, not a rebounder crashing in from the weak side, nobody at all. The possession simply ends right there. For a player who has spent much of the season describing herself as a vocal leader and facilitator for this Atlanta roster, that kind of possession does absolutely nothing to strengthen the case she has continued trying to make.
I know that everyone says that mic and drills don't work for basketball, but if there's one person on the face of this raggedy planet that needs to do mic and drills until their wrists fall off, it is Angel Reese. I have never seen a human miss that many point-blank layups regularly. Angel Reese, she doesn't just see everybody, oh, she missed a game winner, her palms are sweaty. Nah, she misses regular lays all the time. The little putbacks, the million rebounds is a symptom of her missing point-blank layups. Is she left-handed? Because it's always a right-handed, I promise you, with the same coverages she has to get through, I can score that. I can do that. Father of 3, regular nigga. Right? I promise you, I could shoot a higher percentage right there at the basket to Angel.
Fans usually have no problem with a player being vocal throughout a game. What people struggle to accept is watching someone demand complete control of a possession, receive exactly what she openly asked for, and then completely waste the opportunity anyway. That is exactly the type of repeated pattern that slowly begins changing the way teammates quietly view someone during a timeout huddle, regardless of whether anybody actually says it publicly during a press conference. Cameras captured more than one moment where teammates appeared to exchange brief, silent glances after another possession ended without success. Nobody dramatically threw their hands into the air. Professional players are trained to remain composed, but body language almost never tells a completely false story, and those subtle reactions from the bench revealed just as much as anything spoken afterward at the podium.
I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how y'all defend her. The score is 81-81 in the fourth quarter. 6 seconds left.
Atlanta Dream has the chance to win this game.
Then this happens.
5 seconds. Howard launches. Missed it badly. Reese the putback. Won't go. Hillman, no.
Like, I truly do not understand. Angel Reese is a professional basketball player. Why do she miss so many layups? Like, look. Layups is like the second thing that you learn when you first start basketball. The first thing is how to dribble a basketball. Then the coach will bring you down to that block, exactly where she missed that layup, and teach you how to shoot off that square. But I don't think nobody taught her.
Whatsoever.
She lost them that game. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. If she would have hit that layup, game over. Game over. I had nothing to say. That layup was wide open. If y'all don't think that was wide open, that's bullshit. Aaliyah Boston was right behind her. She could have hit that.
Then came the moment that ultimately decided the entire outcome of the game. With the score tied and the clock winding down during regulation, Atlanta had the exact opportunity every team hopes for inside a hostile road arena. The basketball found its way to Reese with a clean, completely uncontested look at the basket and absolutely nobody near enough to challenge the attempt in any way. This was not a contested, off-balance shot launched under pressure from 3 defenders collapsing toward her. It was about as open a scoring opportunity as anyone gets in a professional basketball game with the season storyline riding on the result. She missed it. The rebound bounced right back into play. Teammates Ryan Howard and Naz Hillman both rushed in for another attempt during the final fraction of the clock, and neither one converted either. Regulation finished tied, and Atlanta had watched a golden close-range opportunity slip away from their hands in the worst possible fashion.
Well, Angel, your team on a 17-4 run right now. You started that with a 7-0 run. How did you kind of get things going for your team?
Yeah, I mean, I was playing like in the beginning, but it's a game of runs. You got to put that in your back pocket just because you know you have teammates that have your back.
Pushed under the hoop just enough to not have a great angle. To OT we go.
The frustration written across her own face afterward said everything that words never needed to explain. She remained standing there for a moment, eyes shut, obviously replaying the missed shot inside her own mind and clearly disappointed by what she remembered. Missing an opportunity like that in front of a packed arena with an entire rivalry storyline hanging over the afternoon is never something a player can simply forget within a few seconds. But reacting with obvious frustration afterward could not erase what had already taken place. And it certainly did not erase the overtime period that followed, where Indiana gradually pulled away and confidently completed the job.
About her missing this shot for the game, it's not necessarily that she missed it, it's the reaction to it. After she missed, this Caitlin Clark walking past laughing, bro. And y'all know how these two fan bases are, so they are loving this picture right here. The main reason it bothers me too is because it makes it so easy to overlook everything else that she actually does on the court. Like defensively and obviously rebounding wise, bro, she's incredible. I just need her to fix this so they have something else that they have to.
This is what truly sent social media into overdrive only minutes after the final buzzer sounded. As Reese stood there trying to process her missed attempt, cameras captured Caitlin Clark calmly walking past her toward the Fever bench with a clear, unmistakable smile across her face. To many viewers watching the game live, it looked exactly like laughter aimed directly at the entire situation. Nobody can honestly say with complete certainty what Clark was actually reacting to during that brief moment. But context matters here, and it is absolutely brutal for Atlanta regardless of how anyone chooses to view it. The internet had spent weeks building this exact matchup around Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark, another chapter in a rivalry that Atlanta had actually controlled earlier this season. In the one moment that mattered the most, with everyone watching specifically for this exact storyline, Clark looked calm, composed, and completely in command, while Reese looked like she wanted the court to simply swallow her whole. That is exactly what transforms an ordinary missed shot into a viral, impossible-to-ignore moment almost overnight. It is not only that Reese missed the layup, it is that Clark's expression, whether intentional or completely accidental, became the perfect visual summary of the entire afternoon for millions of people scrolling through their phones. One player came through when everything mattered. The other player failed to deliver at all. The cameras simply happened to capture both reactions back-to-back, and the internet handled everything else by itself.
Is it far-fetched to say that she's not good?
Who, Angel?
Yeah, she's not good at basketball. Like, I'm tired. Look, we've said this in the past. I'm tired of it. I can't lie anymore. Like, I watched her miss 8 layups. She could be averaging like 25, 26 if she could make a layup. And the way she lays it up, it's like she's just learning how to, like, you know, when toddlers finally learn how to walk, they fall a little bit. It's like she just learned how to do layups once she got to the WNBA. It makes no sense to me. Like, she could be so much better. And for someone who has her own podcast, she talks her stuff, you would think she's the MVP. You would think she's that girl over in Vegas. But no, she's closer to AZ Fudd than she is to homegirl in Vegas. So, yeah, there's that. She's been an inefficient player. I feel like we hype her up because she's grabbing rebounds, but...
Here is exactly where the disconnect really begins to become obvious. If you looked only at the surface-level statistics, Reese recorded her 23rd double-double of the season, leaving her only a few short of a WNBA record discussed throughout the year. 15 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 assists sound like an impressive stat line at first glance. Plenty of post-game coverage focused heavily on those exact numbers, presenting her performance as another example of resilience and consistency. But look one level deeper and the picture changes quickly. She finished just 5 for 16 from the field. She missed her first 6 field goal attempts before halftime. She failed to score a single point throughout the entire fourth quarter, the exact stretch when every team needs its frontcourt scorer to step forward. And during the two biggest possessions of the afternoon, the two opportunities that could have ended the game during regulation, she came away completely empty on both attempts, one after another. That is the real difference between an eye-catching headline stat line and what truly happened once the game reached its defining moments. A double-double looks impressive inside a television highlight graphic during the broadcast. It means far less inside the locker room when the player connected to it finishes scoreless during crunch time and misses the exact shot that ultimately decides the final outcome.